everybody. How y'all doing out there? It is Miss Annette. Yes, I am back. And I'm back again. Let me thank my Most High, my Creator. I hope y'all can hear me because I've had a little switching around here to do. Thought I had it all together. But anyway, I'd like to thank my Most High, who I choose to call God, who lives in me and works through me. Yes. And I thank Him, the Creator, to give me the courage and the strength that I need to do this. So, y'all see that title? Y'all see that title? Communication, money, or sex? Yes, that's what I will be discussing tonight. Talking about. I'm not gonna let it be a lengthy show, but I just kind of like seen a few things when it comes down to those topics that were need to try to like find our way through that mix of madness. Anyway, let me thank a few people. Smack of the Black Tea Talk. He's on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Check out the show, catch the reruns, whatever. Check it out. Also, let me thank my friend over here. You hear that tune? You hear that tune? You hear that tune? Yes. That is from Mark Taylor. Thank you, Mark. You can find Mark at official Mark Taylor Instagram. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. One of my sons. One of my sons. Um, Also, let me think. Who's that? Michael. Oh, my photographer. I really got to get back into that studio. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So that has been real busy lately. Also, I am going to thank Lanice. Yeah, this is my favorite color, girl. But look what I found. Look what I found. Yes. When you come in the room, please give a sister a thumbs up. Whatever. They say something about the algorithm. I'm kind of warm tonight. Anyway, also, I'm going to shout out Lenise. You can catch Lenise at lovelytreasurestores.com. Check her out. We have some nice pieces over there. Also, let me shout out Morris Burt Works up in New York City. If you need that boiler, hot water tank, because it's cold in New York. Yeah, because I'm coming live from Atlanta, Georgia. Also, I gotta thank my new graphic designer, Jazz. Hey girl, how you doing? I can't wait to get your information up in here. Any party I talked about just a few minutes ago, you can find the information that's shown at the bottom of my screen. First thing I definitely want to speak about, it has been a year. My dad transitioned a year ago today. I did a show a year ago when I found out he had transitioned. Um, every girl needs a daddy like I had. Thank you, Daddy. I love you. I miss you. But the one thing I would absolutely say, you live in my heart, in my soul. Thank you, Daddy. Well, it's important for every woman to have a great dad. I think it's very important. And he definitely spoiled this young lady over here. Um, I am going to also speak about some young ladies that I will say that has been very supportive of my, posting with my different, um, storylines up there in Facebook, Facebook land and whatnot. This is why I always say you cannot, speak to me anything negative about any of my coworkers. First young lady, I gotta give you a shout out. Matthew, love you. Thank you, Matthew. She's always giving me such support and bigging me up in my stories, and I just want to recognize her. Beautiful people, beautiful people. And again, like Annette will always say, we have to learn how to recognize women and say that they're beautiful people inside and out. I appreciate you. And, I did ask her if I could do this. So thank you, Matthew. But I have someone else, too. Yeah. Um, I also have, I just knocked my screen. I need to pull my glasses, baby. uh, Definitely. Okay, let's get this here going again. So maybe not that way. Missing that knock to screen. Yeah. I just refuse to wear those glasses. Just give me a second. I'm gonna pull this back on because I know I could do this. Yeah. And I am up to this young lady here, and I tell you, the women that I work with, I thank y'all like 100 times over for all the support when I worked with y'all, and even now, definitely on point. I appreciate y'all so much. But this young lady here, I tell you, she kept me laughing at work. I definitely love her. I hope I did this right because I have some other things on there. Thank you, Welcome. Mwah. Welcome is one of our biggest supporters. She pulls my videos from TikTok and throw it in her stories. And I really wanted to recognize her because I remember when I let my story go black, she kept my videos going. Thank you so much, Welcome. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. And we have to learn how to appreciate one another. Women have to get better with that. We can't always think that, every woman is out to get you, because they're not. You just got to read people energy. And I got good energy for my people that work. So, okay, let's see if this is going to get this right this time. I hope so. No, that's not it. Nope. That's not the one that I need. Let's try to get this together here. I'm sweating and whatnot. One of the things I definitely wanted to talk about is communication. I think we have a disconnect with communication. Um, we have conversations, but we don't do good communication. And I mean, across the board, from workplace to relationships to family life, all of it. We are having a disconnect when it comes down to communication. And that may have a lot to do with how we was taught to communicate. A lot of people like to think that verbal is good. Body language is always important, but when you're communicating with a person or even in a group of people, everybody should come out of that same group with the same, perspective, the same page on the same subject matter in that particular conversation communication, because we tend to want to have conversations, and the difference between a conversation and communication is that everybody's coming out on the same page and we're going to execute the same thing. That's important. We have to learn how to communicate much better than what we've been doing as a people, because we're the only people that's not on code. Not being on code, it's a problem when it comes down to communication. No, it's not to the point where just one person knows everything. But usually, if you want to execute a particular, subject or get something moving to another stage, and it takes a few people, usually it's one or two people in the group that knows just a little bit more. But When everybody is sitting in there with a personality and everybody want to be a chief and nobody wants to be an Indian, we have a problem with communication. And I'm going to take that on all three levels. As far as in a work environment, it has to be a supervisor to supervise work. Okay. They're going to give you directions and orders that they need you to execute, and they pay you for it. So my thing is, either you follow through or you just don't like taking orders. In that case, you need to work for yourself. So anytime you're in a setting of a work environment, there's always a supervisor and there's somebody over that supervisor. Boom. And when the supervisor communicates to you what needs to be done, as that employee who is supposed to execute that, you're supposed to go and execute your job. So when we look at communication in all different levels, some people be like, they just show up to work and they be like, I ain't taking no orders. But that's not how it works. And this is where we fall short when it comes down to communicating properly. And that's on the work level. Now, in home relationship, family life, it can become difficult. And I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna exit on this one. If you're in a committed relationship, in a marriage, communication is so important. Not allowing somebody to guess what's going on with you or feel the tension in a room when they walk into the room. Because see, we have to understand your energy is going to spew up off of you. And if you're going through something and you're in a relationship, in a marriage, your partner's going to know. And when they ask, a lot of times people will just they get silent. That's not healthy. If you do not want to discuss that matter during that time, you need to take a break from it, whatever you went through. You need to be able to verbalize that and use words to communicate to your partner. Yeah, I just don't want to discuss it right now. Can I get an hour or two, to wind down from being up so far with this particular, situation that I had? They got to respect that. But if you don't communicate that, how do you expect them to respect that? It's silence. That's not fair. That's not fair. The other thing that I wanted to, when it comes down to communication, we have this thing called, I have a picture of it, cell phones. If you're using a cell phone as far as dictating your whole relationship, you're contingent on what your partner is doing with the cell phone, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And this is on both sides of the fence. This is a mechanism that everyone carries today. And more than likely, they have a lot of information in it. People, places, and things. Now, if you're concentrating on what your partner is doing in the cell phone, you're gonna lose. I'm saying this because you should already been past the cell phone stage with your partner. If you go home to somebody every night and you go to bed with them, and you're more concerned about what they're doing in that cell phone, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You cannot compete with this type of technology. Don't do it. Women and men have a tendency of wanting to see or know what their partner is doing in a cell phone. And I am going to say this. We all deserve a level of privacy. I do not care if we've been married 50 years. Gotta have a level of privacy. We fall short when we take a device that was, placed, we purchase and we use in everyday life, and we hold information in it, and you want to get into your partner's phone because you want to see who's texting him, what he looking at. Let me tell you something. You're wasting your time. And then you come up with the locks and the lies. And I say this because when you lose to a device, technology, where you going with it? A lot of people can't handle the truth. They'll believe a lie before they can handle the truth. And your partner already know how you're going to react if they told you the truth. If y'all don't have that open communication. Open communication. I ain't saying no open relationship. I'm saying open communication. You have to be able to communicate past technology and what's going on when it comes down to the social media. If you committed to that person, they committed to you, that's it. That's all that matters. Stop harping on your partner's effing cell phone. I'm going to tell you, as a woman, it ain't none of your fucking business what's in that man's phone. I'm sorry. It's none of your business. Just like I feel it's none of his business is what's in your phone, my phone. It's none of your damn business. But at the same time, people hold relationships behind this phone. How far you think a relationship can go behind a phone if that brother coming home to you, or if that woman coming home to you? Now, if you're a difficult person to talk to and your octane level and volume in your voice always stay on high, I'm going to tell you right now, either partner is going to be looking for peace. And they might find the peace in the phone. It might not be nothing else but a little peace in the phone. To tune out the noise that's coming out of your face constantly. Your phone should not dictate your relationship. You should not be harping over your partner's phone. It's foolish. So I'm going to leave that. If that bothers you, I'm unapologetic about it. Check your back pocket. Do not hold your partner on what he's doing in that phone or what she's doing in that phone. Don't do that. Because then you got the lies, the silent talk. To me, that's a whole bunch of confusion. And this is why I'm talking about communication. We got to learn how to communicate with one another a lot better than what we're doing. We have to. I think this should be the last generation, my ageless generation should be the last generation that our descendants under us should know how to communicate. These cell phones have left us to the point that we don't like to verbalize words. We use emojis and we use acronyms and we do all this stuff, abbreviations, because we don't want to use our words and express what's going on and what's bothering us. Again, a lot of times we can't handle the truth. So that's why, you'll have a grown ass motherfucker lying to you. Wasting your time. Time is too precious to waste. Arguing, fussing, screaming, trying to be the loudest person in the room. And you still didn't accomplish anything. We got to stop that bullshit. We got to learn how to communicate better. And I think this is our biggest failure with what's going on within our culture when it comes to relationships. Hey, who's that came in the room? Over to the page. Hey, you know, I'm a true believer on expressing words. You have to, because if you don't, the person's not going to know what the hell is wrong. If they did something that bothered you, speak on it. But how you speak on it, let me tell you, and this is for both sides, because I've heard some men get some raunchy ass verbals out their throat too. No, we got to do better with that. In order for us to strengthen, our family life, strengthen our, descendants, that they do better, and they'll be able to stick together a lot better when it comes down to being able to communicate with one another. Now, I'm going to go into money. But I'm going to exhale. Money is a tool that we need here on earth, in the States. Food, clothing, and shelter is what we need money for. Now, if you like to get yourself a little something nice, there's nothing wrong with that. What I have a friggin' problem with is when you go to the mall. You go to the mall and you see the lines to Gucci, Versace. You will be standing on that line for hours to buy a $500 belt. Waste of funds. We have been so programmed to buying high-end products that we put on. No. We need to be buying land, property. So what? I'm the kind of person, I don't give a shit what you learn. That doesn't impress me. And we have to find a way to break that from, our descendants, because they think they think that's what's impressive. It's not impressive. If you're renting an apartment, the funniest thing is I've seen this. I think it was TikTok. A boss is driving a Toyota, but his employee is driving a BMW. Which one you think is in a better position? That motherfucker that's driving that Toyota. Because more than likely the payments on that BMW, that employee is rocking him right in his mama's basement. We have to redirect how we spend our money. We can't be doing let's wear it all with our money. We're being taunted, laughed at, and left behind because we looked at what society, the culture, had ushered into us and said, yeah, you the shit. You down. Yeah, look, you in Gucci. I got my reality check when Tommy Hilfiger went public. That's when I got my goddamn reality. That man said he didn't make his clothes for people that had skin like mine. So I said, hold up. Why am I gonna try to wear his shit. He didn't make it for me. But I still see people busting down, wearing these people things. They don't care shit about you. Only thing they care about is your money. That's not an investment to invest in clothing unless it's something you wearing with your friggin' name on it. You know, wear your own goddamn name. You can get all your clothes made with your name on it. Who's more important to you than you? Wear your own name. Stop busting down these stores and walking about in society thinking you the motherfucking man. Because let me tell you something. Don't think those stars is out there buying those garments. Now they may have, they had it, but they're given to them so that their fans can look and see, oh, that's the shit. Yeah, look, Beyonce got it. I gotta get that. You know, Beyonce don't even have to buy that shit. Versace's gonna give it to her. Louis Vuitton is gonna come and dress her, and all the rest of them is gonna come and dress those stars. They're gonna throw all the gold chains on them and make you think this is what you're supposed to be doing. Please don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with having some nice things, but if you gotta bust a line for hours to get into a Louis Vuitton store to buy a belt for $500, when you can get a $10 goddamn belt to hold up that pants the same way. I know how much I could do it. That other $490. Just a thought. And buying from one another. This is another thing. We do a lot of capping. When it comes down, buy black, buy black. That's the one thing I have done the last couple of years is buy black. Definitely. If we don't start circulating our money within our culture and in our community, we're going to leave once again our descendants behind. We're going to leave them behind. We have to teach them to buy from one another. Yeah. I know we had a lot of problems with this before, because these people get angry because we stop buying their stuff. Fuck them. Because this is the generation that we need to do it. We need to cut that shit at the knees. Now. And start building from one another. Stop holding on to this facade that you got to wear the most expensive motherfucking wear. And living in your mama's basement. That don't make sense. Make that make sense to me. Because that doesn't make sense to me. So, now my last topic. And I want to communication, money, sex. When you're ageless, I ain't gonna say that shit ain't important. Listen, that ain't gonna never say that shit. But what I will say is, having meaningless sex is long gone. We have forgotten the main purpose for fucking sex is to reproduce. It's to reproduce. We forgot. That's what it's for. And if you're getting pleasure in the process, by all means, go for it. Go for it. But stop diverting from the primary reason why we supposed to be having sexual intercourse is to reproduce. I ain't gonna say not to have no pleasure in the process. That's why, you know, my father used to say, I didn't have no pleasure with making that baby. Nobody had pleasure making me. My dad had pleasure making me. But I'm saying this, I'm laughing and whatnot, but I'm saying this. And I'm saying this to the point where we have to understand the primary purpose of having sex. And having irresponsible sex. And the pregnancy come from it. It did what it was supposed to do. It did what it was supposed to do. You know, we got to get away from the idea of having sex to the point where it's just for a sport. Because I really believe people use it as a damn sport. Because somebody sent me something right before I came on. We had a discussion. I only know, you know, to have sexual intercourse, having relationships with a man, it's the main purpose is to reproduce and to express how I feel about that person. Not everybody don't get to fucking have that expression with you. Come on. Everybody don't get to have that expression. You're supposed to be very selective on who you allow into your realm, into your spirit, into your soul. So, when it comes to meaningless sex, let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell. Make sure I'm gonna say this right. I'm gonna say this right. I gotta get my glasses because this is what ended up happening. You know, all kinds of fuckery comes behind sex. You know, people misusing it to the point it's ridiculous. I gotta read this little caption I got today. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. I'm laughing because me and the person had just was talking about that. This is what happens when sex is used as a sport and not for the primary purposes. It is to reproduce and to show affection to your partner, you and your partner, between you and your partner, between you and your partner. And not every fucking partner. Not everybody is your damn partner. Listen to this. And I just got this about, what time did this come through? I don't know. I don't see the time. Florida man arrested for making sex video with wife's dog and downloading child porn. It's an injustice, misuse of something that is to reproduce and show affection for your partner. You got people running around here having sex with animals, a misuse. You have people having sex with children, an abomination. Motherfucker. Because they want to use sex as a sport. Listen, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do with their body, but I'm going to tell you this. If you have a lot of upheaval and rah-rah going on in your life, and you're engaging in casual sex, think maybe you might want to start looking at that aspect when you have multiple partners, casual sex, and everything around you is going crazy. There's a lot of toxicity and drama. Misusing a function of sexual intercourse in the way I just read this man having sex, making a whole video having sex with the white dog. No, they didn't have skin like mine. But I will say this. We do a lot of learned behavior. We think we could do what everybody else is doing. Some. Because we got these people that call themselves gatekeepers and they want to keep their position as a gatekeeper. So sometimes they're even, probably introduced to such behavior. But to think of a humanoid, let me make that clear, a humanoid having sex with the dog and doing a whole video. Perspective in this world here has been lost. Again, when you misuse certain things in your life, it's crazy. That be sometime. It's the entities that you allow around you, the low vibrational people that you let ascend into your life, and you think that they're your people. And sometimes I understand, some people don't know how to be alone. The best thing to do to regroup and to sit back and pay attention to the environment that's going on is to be by yourself. If you have this exchange of energy and the force that's coming back at you keeps slapping you, sometimes it's best to be alone. I had put up a post. It's best to have oneself than to lose oneself. Being in a situation that you may think is a relationship. If you have to sleep with one eye open and you don't have any peace, maybe you're sleeping with the enemy. Gotta be careful, people. And I'm talking about both sides. I'm talking about the female enemy. Because men get caught up. Men get caught up. Just like women get caught up. We have to learn how to maneuver in this society. Not so necessarily with what's going on in society. We have to determine for ourselves, is this right or is this wrong? Just because they have ushered so many ideas out here, just because they can manipulate, you have to step back, regroup. And I say this to say, especially for our ageless, I would like to see that we break this, before we try to transition out of here. Let's don't leave this mess to our descendants. Our young people. Sometimes we got to take them under our wing and teach them. I understand not everybody's going to want to listen, and they will have to feel that. because it's not a good feeling if you keep doing the same damn thing over and over and over, thinking it's going to turn out different. No, it doesn't. It be the same thing. You have to learn how to answer questions for yourself. Ask yourself and answer yourself. It's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. If it doesn't appear to be correct, it's something wrong with it, more than likely you know. But sometimes, because we don't want people to think we're not down, we're not a part of, we got to be in the club. Wasted time is something you'll never get back. You'll never get back. Mm-mm. I chose those topics because the show I'm going to present next week is heartbreaking. I couldn't bring myself to do it today. Today was the year, for my dad. So I couldn't really bring myself to do this particular show I'm going to do next week. Communication, money, and sex has dictated and penetrated our culture and brought it to its knees. It's at some point, do we stand back the fuck up? Do we stand up? When do we stand up? How do we stand up? Learning how to communicate better. Controlling where we spend our money. And being selective when it comes down to allowing somebody to engage with sexual manners to your body. Got to. Those are the three main things I think we lose out so much when it comes to our culture. No, I don't know everything. And, I pays attention. When I hear people talking, and they talk is powerful, I'm at attention. I don't always have to open my mouth. I could sit there and listen. This is what we got to learn how to do. Sometimes we got to shut up and let those who know a little bit more step up and teach us. Got to allow people to teach you. If you don't want to learn anything else, it's over for you. We are to be learning, always finding another way. One thing I'm going to say too, you can definitely reinvent yourself at any age. This is why I run with the thing ageless. People have used time, seasons, all that is done by man. Putting a number on you, what year you was born, the day, the time. They placing people in a box. I think we transcend age. I really think. I feel it. I feel it to my soul. But because we don't age, and they do, they want to put a number on us. They want to put a number with us. What you say? We can't allow people to put numbers on us, placing us in a box. True. Time is what man has placed on us. And they feel, and I've experienced this with the time aspect. If you get sick in this country and you no longer can work after they took all your taxes, You got to fight to get your money back from them. You got to prove to them that you're no longer able to. No, they want to disregard you and they want you to transcend out of here. They want to give you back money. But see, we don't age. No, we don't. And this is why I came, and I'm going to say it again, yeah, because I'm about to wrap this up. This is February. This is my aunt, one of my mother's sisters. She's ageless. I would not tell any of these women ages in this calendar. And this is how my art look. These calendars are definitely for sale. I did this calendar since January. She was January. Yes, ageless. I consider ageless anyone 50 plus. These calendars are on sale. I really just wanted to prove a point with this calendar. They're on sale for $15. Each month you will definitely see a new lady behind me. If you knew how old she was, you'd be like, I'm lying. That's why I don't think we should be, stuck with telling our age. No. But again, these calendars are on sale. There's 12 beautiful, ageless women. People you might know. So support the calendar. The funds is going to be placed aside for Miss November, her daughters. Again, I did this calendar to prove a point, how we don't age. But yeah, a bittersweet, but I got it done. And it wasn't about it was not about the money for me at all. It really, really wasn't. It was about proving a point of how we are ageless. But like I said, Miss November, passed away. And I do want to take the money and put it aside for her kids through my union. We had worked together. Beautiful young lady. All the women that I ever asked to be in this calendar, I felt that they was beautiful inside and out. They gave me something on my journey, and I wanted to show my appreciation to them and highlight them in a way that will be forever. They are in print. Again, I really, really hope that we learn how to break generational curses, as the church people say. But I'm going to say break generational foolishness, fuckery, on how we deal with each other as people. We have to, at some point. We got to learn. I took enough time to sit my butt down and listen to people, a person, and this is how I got this. Took directions because it was something I wanted to do. And I'm so glad I did. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I don't got everything that I think I'm supposed to have, but I'm where exactly I'm supposed to be. And I'm moving forward. So again, with the calendar, they are on sale, $15. You DM me, Nettie Klein or Annette Klein, and you drop me your address. I am using one of the, we'll talk about that a while because they're confusing now. But you drop your address. I will send you a picture with the envelope addressed to you because I'll be going to the post office to send it out before you even send any money. Okay? I appreciate everybody for coming through. When you come through, please give me a thumbs up. Again, we got to learn. We don't like to be talked to. We don't want nobody to tell us anything after we get a certain age. We think we know everything. Well, no, we don't. Because I know my parents didn't tell me everything. They gave me a hell of a lot of information, but they didn't tell me everything. A lot of this stuff I had to learn as I grew, and I keep growing. So I thank everybody that came through, and I believe that is you, Alan, out there. Thank you. When you do catch this later, just give it a thumbs up. They say something about the algorithm, but I don't care about no algorithm. I'm going to still get on here and speak and talk about things that I think we need to lift ourselves up about. And y'all know I go out with my son. Thank you. Thank you so much. My son's trailer, Cardi and Klein, plays around the world. I was trying to wear his, hoodie again tonight, and couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. So I thank everybody for coming through. I appreciate everybody. I want everybody to win because we can. We just got to think about what we're doing and how we're doing it. We got to get on code. Get on code. Here we go. Thanks, everybody, for watching. The point is communicate better, control money, and be selective when it comes down to sex. Go hard or go home. Good night, everybody. Good night, yum, yum. Later.